think we're good to go. Let me make sure audio's good, and then we could start. Yeah? We're all good?
I think so.
Actually, let me check your audio real quick. Loof, I think you're a little quiet.
Oh, hang on. I can fix that, I think. I redid a bunch of my setup stuff because I moved my desk to the other side of my room.
Ah, yeah, that makes sense. I think that'll do. We're all ready. I'm just gonna assume we're ready. Let's start.
Symptoms report, February 4th, 2531. 5 years. 5 long years. That's how long it took us to get Harvest back.
Go, go, go!
I can't tell where audio's at for stream, but hopefully this is good.
At first it was going well. Then setback after setback.
I'm
on the screen.
Yeah, I was just gonna point that out.
Made what was going to be a quick and decisive win into 5 years of hell. Of course, that's all Harvest is today. It's hell down there. But now it's ours again.
Might have to turn it down even more, actually. There we go.
Serena, status.
Standard
Dot
orbit
audio.
achieved. All systems normal.
Prep for pod launches,
There.
bring weapon systems online.
Expecting trouble, Captain?
Harvest may be ours again, but I don't think the Covenant appreciate that yet. Sergeant Forge, report.
Definitely plenty of bad guys down here, Captain. And they found something in the ice.
Damn it. That complicates our mission. Anders, what have you got?
Captain, scans of the northern polar region show some interesting Covenant activity on the surface. There's some kind of structure down there.
What do you think they're looking for?
That's what we're here to find out. We're to bring Alpha Base up to operational status and take control of that site.
I'll get my
Fun
equipment
fact,
ready.
the people that made these cutscenes were the same people that made the Halo 4 cutscenes
Sending you some
Oh.
backup.
and the Spartanox cutscenes.
So, nothing too difficult then?
It might be the key to this whole war, Serena. It's worth the risk.
Let's just take one last look-see.
The Hierarchs grow impatient. We can delay no longer. What if the infection defiles the relic? I care not for your little life. Open the relic.
Well, well. Open sesame.
This obviously took place a couple of years before.
This is 20
Halo
years
2.
before Halo CE, yeah?
I don't know about 20. I don't remember.
It literally
the
said
date.
20 years before the Halo event. It's like 2531 or something.
What made you choose
Okay,
my
then yeah.
observation deck as your lab, Professor?
I like the view. It adds perspective to my work.
Forge doesn't think it's safe for you to go down there yet. He's quite insistent.
I can be quite insistent too, Captain. I can take care of myself.
Any idea what it is we've got down there?
It's all theories right now, and I'll know a lot more once I get down there.
I'm approving the mission, but the slightest sign of danger and I'm pulling you out. Is that understood?
Understood, Captain.
Also, doesn't mention it in the game. She was basically one of Halsey's understudies.
No matter. The information you have gathered here is most
This
appetizing.
prophet might sound familiar.
However, we must protect what we
'Cause-
have learned here. Set the charges and destroy this place.
Destroy this holy relic, surely you jest.
The journey requires sacrifice. Set the charges. Return to us. Our patience is not infinite.
But Halo is.
Haha. Also, obviously, that's... Since this is like 20 years prior, that's obviously a different
Sorry.
arbiter.
Is this what the aliens
Right,
were
right,
after?
right.
Seems so, ma'am. They sure paid a price trying to defend it. All quiet now. Hey, what are you doing?
Nothing ventured, nothing gained.
It's a Halo ring.
Now that's not what I expected.
Heresy! Remove this filth! Take cover!
These guys just don't know when to quit. Spirit Forge! We're gonna need a little backup.
Cue the rescue mission where you have to get to them before all the Marines die.
So, all it did was point here.
In the 30 seconds I had to examine the artifact? Yes. All it did was point at a second star system.
Arcadia colony, to be precise. Population a little under 3 million, largely unexplored, but apparently quite the vacation resort.
There's something there, Captain, and I think it's important that we get to it before the Covenant do.
Our orders are to investigate Harvest. We still don't know a lot about what's going on down there.
I understand that, Captain, but everything I see here tells me that we need to get to Arcadia to figure this out.
Very well, Professor. I'll clear it with Admiral Cole. Serena, set course for Arcadia.
Aye, sir. Crazy mystery trip to Arcadia plotted in, spinning up FTL drive.
Serena, get out of my lab.
Serena, situation update, please.
2 Covenant vessels came out of slip space near Arcadia. The Belfast, Pillar of Autumn, Texas, and Armstrong engaged immediately, and caught one with its shields down. We lost the Texas and Belfast. The Armstrong is venting atmosphere, and Autumn is badly damaged. The second vessel is engaged in surface activity.
What kind of surface activity?
Unknown. Wait, I'm getting a signal. Audio only.
We're being overrun. Alien forces are inside the city limits and approaching the spaceport. We're still evacuating civilians. We need help.
Getting visuals now, Captain.
Serena, launch pods. Bring the ship to alert. So, it it's an energy shield that they can deploy on the planet.
Yes, Captain. We can't see through it. The Covenant are up to something.
Agreed. We need to find out what that is. Can we use the ship's cannons and take it out directly?
We may destroy whatever's under there. Covenant shield technology is susceptible to superheated plasma. Aren't we field testing some plasma-based rhinos?
Pillar of Autumn inventory shows they have some prototypes.
It may take some time to get the right power settings. I'll need to be on the ground to do that.
Professor, Sergeant Forge, let's get that shield down.
Ah, babysitting again?
Arbiter, you are unusually quiet. What troubles occupy your thoughts?
Hierarch, I do not wish to be impudent, but you have charged me with the destruction of humanity.
A most noble cause for one with such a troubled past.
And I am thankful for my task. But sire, you have me skulk in ancient ruins and search empty temples. How does this help me accomplish my goal?
The war with the humans will require a great deal many more machines than we can currently muster.
I will take what we have.
And leave us defenseless? No. The Ancients will provide for us. This world shall be the birthplace for an invasion fleet beyond imagining. Enough to crush the humans quickly and with ease.
But this world lies dormant. It is just a shell.
Blasphemy! The key will be found with patience. But perhaps there is a quicker way. The human female from the Ice Relic. She has some knowledge in this regard. The new planet the relic has led us to has also led her. Capture that human and bring her here.
It will be done.
I still find it funny that the main prophet in this is the one we punched in the face in his wheelchair in Halo 2.
One for the scrapbook, Professor.
We just bonked him a couple
Hold on,
times.
Sergeant. I'm trying to document this area for study.
I love jumping onto old people's wheelchairs and beating. I can't finish the sentence, unfortunately.
Oh god.
Hey, it's the sidekick.
Why don't we put the lady down and talk about this man to freak?
As you wish.
You should have brought the CE pistol along.
Anders, get out of here!
I'll come quietly if you let him live.
You've met Blue Team, this is Red Team.
Sir, I'm okay. Spirit of Fire, this is Forge. I lost Anders.
What happened?
Some massive elite came out of nowhere.
Captain, I'm tracking her transponder. It's heading away from the planet.
Damn it. Sergeant, get up here on the double.
Already en route, sir.
We're all accounted for. Why haven't we left yet?
Why aren't you in the med bay, Sergeant?
The Professor's signal has gone to light speed, headed for the border.
That puts it outside weapon range.
What? We have to go after her.
Sir, I can only
I'm bothered by
track
the
that
lore
transponder a few more
implication that
seconds.
they can track someone at light speed.
Anders represents a significant security
Oh,
risk.
wait.
Serena, get us
No,
underway
why are they
immediately.
traveling at
Follow
light
that
speed?
signal.
Aye, aye, sir.
They could have slip spaced out of there by now.
We left a note saying we're leaving, right?
Where the hell are we, Serena?
We're in orbit around a planet in the middle of... Actually, I'm still working on that, sir.
Anders?
The Covenant vessel we pursued appears to have taken cover on the planet's surface. I have rough coordinates.
Any sign of other Covenant activity?
Not that I can detect. Although this world is giving off some pretty crazy readings.
Get Forge down there.
I believe he's already aboard a Pelican, awaiting your word.
We're not gonna be too picky about this game, because this was always kind of meant as like a spin-off.
Yeah. Hell, I think like half the lore things that came up was made after this game existed. And it's kind of like the original books that they kind of like skipped them. They made things not considering the lore of the books.
I demand to know why I'm being held.
Demand. Arbiter, a human ship has arrived and is closing in on the entrance port. Get the Hierarch to High Charity, intercept that human ship, and destroy it at once.
Nothing but ocean.
Are you sure this is it, Serena?
Fairly sure. Initiating a deep scan. Docking. Cleansing. That's not right. Captain, you're not going to like this.
Oh god, it's Moses!
Serena, Captain, we've got company.
With his Beyblade!
All hands engage. Serena, I've got troops out there.
I didn't know Moses was a Beyblade player and a Forerunner.
You'd be surprised!
Recalling surface squad so we can all die together. Aye, sir. This is all part of the plan, right, guys?
Isn't this planet like Requiem? Lou, or am I misremembering?
No, this one probably isn't like a full-on shield world. But no, it's a full-on shield world.
You can tell by looking at the sky, it's land still. I wish there was an edit of this that's just the fucking whole ship explodes.
Captain, they are charging weapons.
Battle stations.
Yeah, why didn't the ship's shields flare?
Alerting the sergeant. Aye, sir.
Ah, good question.
So, am I the only one freaked out by the fact we're inside the planet?
Yes, you are.
Yeah, this is pretty normal. Yeah.
Restraints off. Your judgment has waited long enough.
Just get it over with.
The ancients have granted us the power to doom your race. Let the deconstruction of our gifts begin. The majesty of our new fleet will be unparalleled.
Loof, you might be getting this too, but doesn't this Arbiter kind of sound like the Worgen voice actor?
I was actually just thinking that.
Surface. That worked out pretty well. Or maybe not.
Lady, I haven't got all day.
That is a very strong trigger figure he has to be able to fire an AR with one shot each.
Well, this is Forge we're talking about.
I believe this is our best hope. The overloaded FTL reactor will cause a
The
chain
man with
reaction
the
in the
biggest
sun.
dick you can get outside the Spartan program.
Get a chance to make anything from them.
Well, put simply, Captain, our reactor will cause the sun to go supernova, leaving nothing here but dust.
That's the weak part of this plan, if you ask me. We've no way home without that reactor.
One problem at a time, Serena. If the Covenant get their hands on these ships, it will mean the end of the war. We'll take our chances here to give humanity some hope.
I know it's been a tough call, Captain, but it's the right one.
Spirit of Fire, this is Forge. She's buttoned up and ready to go.
Deliver that package safely, Sergeant.
Keep the coffee hot. I'll be back before you know it.
I'll be monitoring you from here, Sergeant.
Well, it'll be pretty obvious if he succeeds.
Gentlemen, we're burning sunshine here.
It's active.
Sergeant. Lieutenant? Take care of those elites. He's mine.
Let's go.
Like the rest of your race, weak and undisciplined. There will be no female to save you this time.
Look me in the eye.
Wow, he's like one step away from saying femoid.
My face will be the last thing your pathetic eyes ever see.
And for the record, I would have kicked your ass the first time if the lady hadn't stopped me.
Goodbye, Arbiter. A new one and better one will replace you soon enough.
I was about to say,
Son, I've been feeling
the
my focus
version
is over when
at
we got
Halo's
last Spartan in the fight.
Halo 1,
I can do
Halo
this.
Wars 1
Get back to
Arbiter
the ship.
versus the... I've lost the joke. I think I fucked up the words already.
Were you saying our Arbiter versus that Arbiter? Because I think our Arbiter would kick his ass.
Chad Falvadoon versus the Virgin Halo
Reaper
Wars
Vormi.
Arbiter.
I like how he talked over Forge sacrificing himself here too.
I mean,
we were talking so much about the Arbiter.
Crews checked in.
Oh yeah.
Isn't he in Halo Wars 2?
Captain, the gravity field from the sun
Wait,
is
Forge?
expanding. We're not
Yeah.
going anywhere.
I think they brought every leader back from Halo
Let's see
Wars
if we
1,
can't
even if
turn
it
that to our
makes no
advantage.
sense, because even the
Serena,
Arbiter's in Halo Wars
that
1,
takes us
or
into
Halo
the
Wars 2,
sun.
but
We're going to slingshot around it.
Threading a needle while accelerating around an exploding star inside a planet that's falling apart? Well, sure. Why not?
Serena, can you do it?
I like this AI.
It's done. You might want to hold on to something. Closing your eyes might help too.
But yeah, Forge just going like, yeah, we're gonna need as many Spartans as possible. You lot get out.
Captain, I would much rather stay awake to monitor this area.
Professor, there's been no sign of the Covenant for almost 2 weeks. There's nothing to do.
But Captain...
But nothing, Professor. You got us all out of there alive. Get some rest.
Not all of us, Captain. Not all of us.
He's as dead as Halo Infinite's Forge.
Hey, it's gonna come out in 6 months. After they do all this other shit.
Hey, Lou, mind post getting the second one ready?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, I like how everything is essentially, oh yeah, the Prophet of Regret just kind of bailed and then 20 years later got punched in the face really hard.
Repeatedly.
And one of the most humorous boss fights of all times.
Alright, here, Halo Wars 2.
Now this one's going to be a lot more important to Halo Infinite. Oh, wait, what?
What?
Okay, there we go.
It just said, no, I don't want to.
Okay, so now this is... I don't even remember when this is. This is around the time of Halo 5, yeah?
It's after Halo 5.
Okay.
Something has happened.
So it's been 28 years.
The Spirit of Fire is in a situation I could not anticipate. I'm certain Professor Anders would enjoy that little admission. So let's keep it between us, shall we? We've been adrift for just over 28 years. I've made quite a few repairs while you were sleeping. So
A lot of them would be dead. I want to make that clear.
Well, and med stats on all remaining crew are green. As for me, well, regulations are clear about final dispensation at the end of an AI's 7-year lifespan. I took care of my own arrangements rather than wake you. I didn't want to... Well, I hope you can forgive this final breach of protocol. It was a pleasure and an honor to serve with you, sir. Do look after everyone for me, would you? Goodbye, Captain. Serena out.
No, she's gone.
Yeah, from what I gathered just there, she kind of like committed suicide.
Yeah.
Which is,
pretty much.
Pretty heavy to start on.
Yeah.
A bit overdue for it, though. The AIs go out in what, 7
7
years, and this was 28 years later.
That she lasted that long is actually fairly surprising.
That's kind of fucked. 28 years with no contact with other life, and then...
I'll need to get down.
Alright, I'm dying now.
Good morning to you too, Professor.
I'm sorry, Captain.
That is a completely different woman.
Yeah.
Just look at it.
Recognize this place?
What is it? And where are we?
No idea. Our astronavigation system can't pinpoint a location. We're not on the map anymore.
didn't drift out of the galaxy in 28 years, Professor. Since records show we arrived via slip space less than an hour ago.
Our slip space drive is gone. However we got here, it wasn't us who initiated the trip. Something down there must have opened the portal from this end and pulled us in.
Captain Cutter, sir, we received a signal from the surface. It's UNSC.
Signal to my location, Lieutenant. Let's hear what they have to say.
I'm sorry, I can't play it for you, sir. The message has an encryption scheme we haven't seen before.
Security measures would advance without us. But it is coming through on a UNSC frequency. This is good. When we left, the war wasn't going well. The signal means the UNSC is still fighting, or maybe we even won. What's the source of the transmission?
We don't have the surface details yet, sir. Something down there is blocking our scans, and without Serena... But we do have a rough location. Should be simple enough to triangulate once we pick up the signal from the ground.
Cutter to Jerome.
Reporting, Captain.
Prep Spartan Red Team and a small recon squad. Professor Anders will send you the coordinates. Find out who's sending that signal. Be on the ground within the hour. Travel light.
Roger that, Captain. Recon only.
28 years, Professor. Let's see what kind of galaxy we woke up to.
I think this is by far one of the best cutscenes Blur's ever done. This is still Blur, yeah?
Yeah.
Spartans, thank God. We have to get out of here.
Identify.
Isabel, UNSC Logistics, Arc Research Outpost.
Isabel, where are the survivors? What's the strength of the Covenant force here?
Covenant? No. Why would... Listen, you're in incredible danger.
What was that?
It's him.
You're coming with us.
Guys, you have to press eject on your flash drive before you yank.
As I suspected. Nothing but a man.
Red Team Leader, this is Recon 1. You have multiple hostiles approaching your location.
Alice. We're leaving.
Little demon.
Command, this is Red Team. We have a Spartan casualty.
Hunt them down.
Immediate evac requested.
Find out where they came from.
Douglas, stay with me.
And bring me back anything
Douglas!
useful.
Very Lord of the Rings work. This is all new to me too. I've never seen these.
Ooh.
Spirit of fire action. Cutter here. Status. Sir, requesting danger close. On our location. Trailing north. Commence 5 seconds.
Interesting plan.
Understood. Archer missiles inbound.
This is the best way to introduce the fucking Banished. I'm just saying.
Alice is MIA. She'll stay silent down there until she has a good shot at getting back to us. Sir? Isabel, this is Captain Cutter.
I know who you are. James Cutter. Captain of the Spirit of Fire. You're supposed to be lost with all hands.
Not so lost, it seems. What happened down there? I need to know what we're up against. Isabel? Isabel, report.
Sir. 5 months ago, the portal from the Ark to Earth shut down without warning. A month later, he arrived.
He?
The Brute. Their leader. His name is Atriox. During the war, the Covenant used his clan as expendable muscle. Told them dying in battle would speed their holy journey. 40 at a time, they carelessly sent them in. 40 to break the front lines. 40 to die for beliefs not their own. None ever returned. Until he did. And so battle by battle, war by war, 39 brothers at a time, Atriox was born. With every victory, his legend and his hatred of the Covenant grew. Eventually, both were impossible to conceal. And they tried to banish him. And everything we know about the Covenant's 1,000-year history. Atriox was the first to defy the Covenant and survive.
Other than the several grunt rebellions.
And his defiance.
To survive.
No, one of the grunt rebellions went so well that they had to cave to the grunts' demands. Your buddy.
Atriox and his Banished raided Covenant resources, cutting a swath across the galaxy, growing in strength with each attack, gathering killers and mercenaries to his side. The Covenant had two targets in those years, humanity and Atriox. They almost got us. But Atriox, they never came close. The whole damn Covenant couldn't contain him at the height of their power. That's what you're up against. And all you've got is one old ship and half a crew to staff her? We need to run as far and as fast as we can.
We are just one ship. And an old one at that. But here we are. 30 years past what anyone could ask of us. Our war is gone. The lives we had are gone. The worlds we knew have moved on. And now, all that we may have left are those standing beside us. And the duty that defines us. Battle after battle, fighting side by side. Together. Where you see half a crew, Isabel, I see family. Courage. And 1,000 heroes who swore to fight their way through hell before they'd ever turn their backs and run. And where you see one old ship, I see home. And that is always worth fighting for. If we don't stop Atriox now, we leave the galaxy at the mercy of a monster. So no, Isabel. We won't be running anywhere today.
Sir, yes, sir.
Johnson, get those guns back inside.
Multiple breaches in Sector 12. Jennings, get those hatches closed.
Where are we on that hull breach in Sector 17?
ETA 60 seconds. Starboard guns are down.
Captain. Hard to do my best work like this. Can't we fight back?
Carrier just released more banshees.
Are we fighting back?
We are, Professor. Let me handle that. You just give me the update on the arc.
Starboard guns are down. Factory Module 3 has internal fires. Poked the nest, didn't we?
We did. Evacuate and vent. How long can we keep this up?
Not long. We're losing too many guns. At this rate, it'll be over soon. I think I found a way to get help. You can reopen our portal? No. We're going to Mega Halo. What? I've discovered the Ark keeps an almost finished ring in its central forges at all times. It's an emergency replacement in case one of the other rings breaks down. Rings? You must mean galaxy-destroying super weapons, right? Well, on that front, I figured out how to disable the ring's firing mechanism. We can only launch it to one of the locations of the original rings, however.
Isabel, you said the Master Chief first found a ring near enough to reach. That would make it within range of a comms beacon. It could work. Anders, how long do you need?
12 hours, if my calculations are correct.
We don't have 12 hours, Professor. We might not have 12 minutes. Just can't beat that right now.
I can. I'm gonna need a little help, though.
Explain.
Well, for starters, I need her down there with me.
Isabel?
Sorry, sir. I've been on the Ark a while. After recent battle reports, you should have figured out that there are rules around here. I intend to break one. A big one. We'll need to split ground forces between these two locations to buy me some time.
You're taking control of ground forces now? Buy you time for what?
That ship brought these monsters. Killed everyone I was supposed to protect. Now it wants to do the same to you. I won't let that happen. It's time to show them what power really means around here. Whoa.
Problem?
No. We've just never had Spartan ringside seats before.
Let's get to work. Our entrance wasn't exactly subtle.
Okay. I just need to find their... Got it.
Troops below are clear. I'm starting now. Promise you won't leave without me.
Isabel, what do we do, Isabel?
Isabel, it's done. Time to go home.
Whoa. You've been busy?
Not as busy as you.
The grav lift. What do we do?
You hold on.
Wait, what? Wait a minute!
He didn't even use a Forerunner door.
Well.
Jerome Doobie, that was Jerome, yeah, because he's kind of a badass.
Yeah.
He's kind of a badass.
So, yeah.
We still don't know how she accessed our home. How many of your men survived? Enough to honor our contract. But how? Get everyone from the humans. Prove you are still worth your price.
Professor, it's now or never. Show us what you got.
Hope this works.
Captain, it's done.
Professor Andrews, we are on our way. Get to the rendezvous.
With all due respect, Spartan, I don't believe that's an option any longer.
Professor Anders, there must be some way.
Don't worry, Captain. As soon as I'm back to the Sol system, I'll get that beacon out. It should only be a few weeks.
Professor!
And then I can figure out how to get back to you.
Captain?
The other teams are clear?
Yes, sir. ETA to the Spirit of Fire is 5 minutes.
Bring up the map. We have a lot of work to do until she gets back.
Aye, Captain.
What's happening? Why did we drop out of slip space? Oh, good job, Ellen. We may have been safer on the Ark.
Yeah, we don't need to consider that.
don't consider that part's non-canon. I think we've got one more video, and then we can get your thoughts before you had to head out.
All right.
Yeah.
Yep.
That is not what I wanted to copy and paste, Discord.
Discord working? Imagine.
Alright. This is the DLC cutscenes for Halo Wars 2.
Do not disobey your orders again. Scout the shell, salvage the ships. That is it. Atriox was clear.
I'll look around. And if we find prizes to bring back... How could that go wrong?
Voridus, listen. You fail him one more time, trying to prove yourself, and I will not be able to save you. And it will be both our skulls beneath his mace.
Relax, brother. You worry too much.
Pavium, we are ready to move to High Charity. My men are impatient for glory. Put a leash on them, Voridus. The terrain here is unsuitable for our power extractors. I am still working on a solution, and your men would do well to remember that whatever we find here belongs to Atriox.
This war has tamed you, brother. Where is your Jirulhane lust for adventure? That relic is ripe for plunder.
This war has taught me, Voridus. Stay your hand.
If you haven't read the mission requirements, they're raiding what's left of High Charity.
Which last we checked was what we raided in Halo 3 to get Cortana back that was infested by Flood.
Well, but it's fine. We fired a ring on it.
To be fair, we thought the Ark was supposed to be destroyed for the longest time, and that's like, oh, hey.
Okay. It was actually mostly perfectly fine. Oh right, remember what they said in Halo CE? That the rings doesn't kill the flood, it kills its food.
Yeah.
So the flood hungry.
Very hungry Flood.
Prepare yourselves.
Would have been such a nice touch to have like that slow build of the Halo CE the Halo flood thing.
Yeah. I like the new variant they created, the fucking whip arms.
Yeah.
Freaky shit.
That's basically the Juggernaut, but smaller and more agile. And it's neat that it's bioluminescent because it was underground for so long.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and it almost formed a fucking grave mine from that.
Yeah.
Because
yeah, this DLC apparently is you playing as the Banished to fight the Flood.
Remember what he said, don't go inside!
treason! Secure the breach. Clean up your mess. I will be waiting for you when you are done.
I hope we fight the dude that's just a hunter with a brute shot. In Infinite.
And there you go. That catches you up on the Banished a little bit.
Hurrah.
I think I can turn off Windows capture now. Yeah?
Yeah,
I think so.
that's all of it.
Yep, that was everything. I know you probably got to leave relatively soon, so thoughts on the Halo Wars series? I know you didn't get to play any of it, but it's RTS Halo. I don't think I need to explain that much.
Right. I mean, it seems pretty cool. The lore kind of seems a little bit all over the place. Kind of.
Yeah, Halo Wars 1 was kind of just like a spin-off that they made canon to make Halo Wars 2. Like, to make Halo Wars 2, they had to make the first one canon. And it's just
right.
Okay, let's just put the crew from Halo Wars 1 to current day. And now you got to see a little bit more of the Banished, Atriox. What do you think of all that?
Well, their introduction kind of seemed pretty cool. Like, standing up to the Covenant and all that, and then kind of rising from that.
And
that was dope. I like that.
And you could see why they're, like, the big new like, what I like about the Banished, from what I've seen, is they're not just Covenant 2.0, like what the Storm Covenant tried to be in Halo 4 and 5, or how Prometheans tried to be Forerunner. It's like, they're not the Covenant, and Infinite has shown that pretty fucking well, with, like, their scavengish nature. It's really cool.
Right.
But, we're kind of glossing over Halo Wars 1. I don't know what there really is to say on that one.
About it. Right. It was kind of, I mean, it seemed pretty cool.
Yeah, it's, Harvest was a pretty big deal in, Halo lore.
Right.
Did you explain that, or are you just saying that for him to figure out?
Honestly, I don't remember much of Harvest, honestly.
I've
read the book on it.
Harvest was the first. I'd never actually finished that book. Harvest was the first planet that the Covenant attacked.
That was First Contact.
It was.
I remember
that
the thing.
Was the name of the book.
Yeah, and it was essentially like, didn't they try to reach out to the Covenant first, and the first response was them immediately attacking?
Yes.
That's
because the prophets realized that their AI, that their Forerunner AI they had with them, was calling the humans reclaimers, and
wasn't that mendicant bias? But that's a separate.
I don't know if that was technically mendicant bias. All I know is that it. Actually, we don't know Mendicant Bias's location.
He could be on Zeta Halo. That would be kind of cool.
He could be. Fragments of him could be.
But that's another fucking story. Loof is just kind of like, who? That's like a whole trilogy of books that we'd have to talk about, and we don't have time for that.
And that trilogy of books is a hard sci-fi read. Like,
really?
They are college level high reading.
I couldn't get into it to give an idea.
I fucking love them.
That's also where the Didact in Halo 4 came from, was in that trilogy. And, like, more details on the Forerunners. Yeah, that's another one. Which Didact? But, I think we should stay focused on Halo Wars.
We're never gonna meet the second Didact. We have only killed the first one.
Sticking to, I don't really think there's much to be said about Halo Wars 1. I think it was pretty good for, like, a spin-off. Where the fuck are the spears? Can we get that as a weapon in Infinite? That could be
Spears did look
unique.
super cool.
Yeah,
Give us the halberds.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like the energy sword only came back because it's popular. Spartans need spears. It's just proper.
I'm trying to think. I like I said, I don't have much to say on the first game. I don't think there's much like it just kind of explains where some characters were prior. Like, oh, there's an arbiter, but it's a different arbiter. It's not the one we know. I do like this arbiter is like how he's interpreted is like this if that's even a fucking word and I can even speak, but how he's more
depicted.
You get the idea.
Yeah, I was just hoping.
He's more brutish, I think, of an elite. And not in the way that Halo 4 and Halo 5 elites are, in, like, personality. He has no honor. He's, like, a piece of shit, but it's interesting. And he was super egotistical, which led to his death. They also seem to share a voice actor with the Worgen males in WoW. We both mentioned that.
Did you look that up, or did you?
They sound very similar.
They sound very similar.
Like, I couldn't get the fucking furry joke out of my head when listening to him talk sometimes. It's very funny.
Halo Wars are bitter.
Well, while you're looking that up, Halo Wars 2 is the more interesting.
Ripa Morami, what's his name?
Yeah. But yeah, all of the characters in Halo Wars 1 kind of returned in Halo Wars 2 as, like, leaders in multiplayer, but so that's why Forge and Arbiter are in Halo Wars 2, despite obviously, dead. The ending to Halo Wars 2, I wonder...
David Solovall.
I don't think that's the same guy.
That might not be the same guy. They sounded very similar, which is like...
Yeah. Oh my god, he was RoboCop in the RoboCop TV show.
I do think the first game was pretty cool with, like, you got to see Regret and, like, another Arbiter. But, Halo Wars 2, I think, had more cool stuff. But that's kind of obvious. Halo Wars 1 was just a spin-off where cool stuff happened. Like, oh, hey, a world like Requiem, but before Requiem. Halo Wars 2, though, I think that introduction to Atriox and the Banished, I saw that before either of you did. That's why I was super giddy as soon as that scene started. I guess this can be questions to you too, Lou, since you haven't seen this. What are your thoughts on the Halo Wars 2 stuff?
I actually liked it. I feel like I'm probably going to go play the game more. It's probably more likely that I'm going to go play the game now.
Yeah.
But I'll probably do it after Halo Infinite because...
There's no time.
There's no time. But this guy was a voice in World of Warcraft. He was... I'm not going to pronounce that. And Croesus?
Croesus? Can you type it? I might be able to. Or copy and paste it in VC chat or something.
C and B.
Croesus. Okay. And I honestly don't know the other name either. Loof, does the other name sound familiar?
That doesn't sound familiar to me in the slightest. I looked it up.
They don't have wiki pages, so that tells me they're not major characters.
Yeah, I looked it up, and the male Worgen is voiced by Seth Durr, so definitely not the same person.
Okay.
Oh, he voiced Jul Mandama in Halo 4 too.
What is it with him and
two unconsequential elite?
Dude, Croesus was the dude in the guy who killed Tyrion, remember? The big red demon with like the bridge we had to fight like in the Night Hold. Do you remember him at all? Loof?
What?
Back in Legion, he was the big red demon that like breathed on Tyrion wrong and killed him.
Oh yeah, I remember that, I think.
This motherfucker.
That guy.
I remember my guild wiping on that fight. That is kind of funny. I didn't know oh, the other guy's a Dreadlord. Cool. But the Croesus thing's kind of funny. I don't know. I know you gotta leave soon, so just final thoughts on Halo Wars 2, and then we can talk about Flood real briefly.
I don't really have too many other opinions on Halo Wars 2. I think I'm actually kind of want to pick up the games at some point. I don't generally like RTS games, but it seems pretty interesting.
They did a really good job at fleshing out Red Team a little more. Like in the first game, they're just Spartan. In the second game, they actually had the names of them and everything, and it's like, oh, cool. And Jerome was a badass. He's like the Red Team's Master Chief in a way.
Yeah, it's important to note that Master Chief is middle of the road as far as Spartans go.
Also important, while in game they had the energy shields, they obviously didn't have that yet. So all these Spartans were fighting without energy shields.
Yep. In the games they get them, but that's a mechanical thing.
Yeah.
That generation of armor did not have energy shields.
And
canonically.
I think to give you enough time, Awaken the Nightmare, real quick thoughts. You got to see stuff of the Banished, and the Flood is actually still around. Thoughts on that whole scenario?
Not really. It was kind of short, but it was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was a DLC campaign. There's like others, but that was like the cooler one.
It is something to note that the Flood, as evidenced by Halo Wars 1, where they come across a random planet that is covered in the Flood, that the Flood is basically everywhere, all the time.
Yeah. It's kind of freaky.
And if you play Mass Effect, it's also like the Reapers, that they're just way more advanced versions of the Flood, way outside the galaxy, all the time.
The Flood are just like a hive mind, and they're scary. And I think they have knowledge from every other grave mind.
Yep, because they communicate via the domain, which is the Forerunner space Wi-Fi. Well, not Forerunner Primordial, but Forerunner because the only people we know really how to use it are the Forerunner. And a certain blue woman from Halo 5, but we don't talk about her.
Yeah, I think we saw it in Halo 5, but what's Halo 5 exactly? I don't really know what Halo 5 is. The words came out of my mouth, but I'm realizing it makes no sense. What's Halo 5? Anyways, I assume you have 5 minutes. If you have any final thoughts, throw them out there. I know you gotta leave soon, so...
Right. I don't really have anything to say, I guess. Thank you for having me again.
Yep. This is the end of your Halo journey, at least until Infinite comes out. Waiting for the solo Loof stream, since there's no co-op.
Right. Oh, shoot. I'm gonna pre-order the campaign, actually. I told myself I was going to do that. I haven't done it yet.